wabarakatuh. Janin, Rizky, can you hear my voice clearly? Oh, okay. Just Janin then. And Wira, it's supposed to be Wira, and the other one should be Elsa. So we missed our classmates, but then that's fine. We may start our session by, as always, praying together according to each one's faith. Please be seated. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's pray together. Right. Thank you very much. Danny, do you copy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right. Now, let me bring you to our Mighty Espresensi so we can check. It's supposed to be agenda for our meeting today. I believe it's supposed to be the continuation of last week conversation in direct manipulation. So direct manipulation is actually usually followed by the invisible interface. I would like to repeat the direct manipulation and feedback cycles one more time in this occasion, so to make sure that you understand about this very important concept. And I would like to bring this into your ideas, okay, your proposals. Have you made your doodles? Great. Okay, so I expect I look forward to all of your doodles today. So we may try to reflect on what you have made so far, and then let's see whether the direct manipulation or invisible interface already applied there, or we should modify some so it can achieve the goals of this direct manipulation and invisible interface. Okay. So let's see yes, we should talk about invisible interfaces today. And next week, well. Okay. Is it fine if I have a quiz next week in Kahoot? Or it would be better for you to wait for example, in this meeting number 12, like just having next week just the midterm for your other courses maybe. Do you have any other quizzes for in your other courses? Next week is midterm exam. Oh, it's meeting number 8. It's supposed to be exam. So okay, so I'm gonna extend this. I'll defer this to around week 12. Okay. Yes, of course. But it's good for you. It's good for you. Do you prefer next week? No? Mikael say no? By the way, I still, in any way, I prefer to kind of make sure that your ideas is well baked by next week, so you can have a starting to work on the kind of the prototype, okay, to support your ideas. The prototypes it doesn't have to, as I said, this course is not about doing programming, so we try to avoid the technical stuffs. So everything when I say the prototype, so you can just use any prototyping tools. In case is mobile apps. If the case is kind of mixing the physical devices and digital products, then for the physical parts, you may just provide us like a refined version of your sketch, so your doodle, so make it more beautiful, like give it some efforts to use like an Illustrator or some video editor if you have some skills about that. Just make it better, so like more refined. Okay, do some refine. Oh sure, no problem. The today's doodle is supposed to be just a matter of sketch. So as long as I especially you, can understand what you draw, and that's good enough. The disaster is when you drew that and then you do not understand what is the thing. And the ideal case would be me and your classmates that will hear about your ideas can understand from your doodles. Okay, that's great. Okay, now let me go back to the feedback cycle first before we finally discuss about the direct manipulation and invisible interface. I would like to uh, recall the videos that we watched last week. So from here, particularly in these videos, 2.2 feedback cycles in video number 9, Norman's feedback cycle. Let me check in here. So I would like to go in. Okay, maybe I'm just gonna start with this. So last week I told you about, hopefully you still remember about the gulf of execution and gulf of evaluation. Do you remember the terms? Gulf, GULF. Yes, the valley. So basically, we talk about a gap. So a gap between your mind and the reality. So that's basically the thing. Maybe I'm gonna use whiteboard maybe. Oh no, not necessary. So I think I'm just gonna use this. And Don Normans has a better version of that goal execution and goal evaluation. And actually, those concepts are from his paper and his college in 1985. So even I wasn't born yet. Okay, so in 1985. So during that year, he and his college wrote a paper about direct manipulation interface. And inside that paper, he mentioned about this thing, this feedback cycle, but it's another first version about the goal execution and goal of evaluation. And all in all, in his book, The Design of Everyday Thing, the revised version in 2002, if I'm mistaken, or if there is some other version, newer version, maybe it's around 2011, but I'm not quite sure about that. But anyway, this is in his book, in Don Norman's book, this feedback cycle. So basically, uh, we need to talk about two sides. The top one here is basically what is in user's mind. So in the user's mind, okay, this one, this side is in the user's mind, and then the bottom side, the word is the reality. Okay, the reality. Now, when we talk about reality, it's going to be a mix. It's not only about the physical environment. If the case is the users need to utilize digital products, then maybe it's also virtual reality or just a matter of mobile application. Those everything that is digital is also may consider about part of their world. Okay, so they have their mind aiming to have some goals, aiming to achieve some goals, and then they have the reality uh, for to check whether the goal is achieved in that reality. Okay, so user have some goal, and then to achieve that goal, if the user have the goal, so it means that the word not yet hasn't yet given them the goal. Okay, so that's the assumption, of course. So if you have a goal, of course, it's because the goal is not yet there in your reality, right? So you do something. I'm sorry, you plan for the thing. Okay, you expect that you have a several list things to do in your plan. Okay, and then after that, you will specify like how do I execute, how do I make this plan done. Okay, so you have some determination, specify the things that you want to execute, and then you perform it, you execute it. Okay, so that's the sequence. And when you do this performance, you do this action, it means that there's your actuators, your foot, your feet, your hands, your head, or any actuators in your body will interact with the environment. So in any ways, grabbing, punching, kicking, walking, speaking. So you give some stimuli to the environment. You do something to the environment. And then once you've done what you perform that action, you will expect something change in your environment. We call it feedback. Okay. The environment will give some feedback visually, auditorily, through that five senses that we have. Okay. And even maybe more than that. We have hopefully you still remember proprioception and the vestibular, that balance sensory. So those are the things that we finally perceive from the. So we need to perceive that in the first time from the environment, and then we try to interpret whether those things that is given by the environment, uh, we interpret what is that, and then we try to compare whether those feedback is basically the thing that we expect to indicate that our goal is achieved. So that's what we call compare. So you compare the feedback that you got from the word, and then you compare it with the goal in your mind. Okay, so that is the feedback cycle, and it is go round and round all over again. And usually if the goal is not achieved, so if you after you perceive, interpret, and compare, the goal is not achieved, you will revise your plan. You will revise your plan. You specify which one that you will take to execute, and you check it again whether it meets your goal, it meets your expectation or not. If it is yes, then you redefine your goal. You have a new goal. So it's something like that. It's always like that. And you always have a goal in every single second of your life. Of course, always. It's kind of a survival games. So otherwise, if you do not have any goal, like you're dead body. So you usually interact with your environment because you want to survive. And it can be in many contexts. It's not only about eating and drinking, but survive means that socially survive, psychologically survive, mentally survive, and in a lot of perspectives. Okay. Okay. So this is the feedback cycle. Hopefully you still remember, can grasp the concept. And then this is the questions that you then need to prepare. There are 7 questions. And in here, I would like you later to create this question as well in your proposal. At least one task that is relevant, you should ask this in your proposal. And it applies to all of your ideas. Doesn't matter. So this 7 questions is very important. So with respect to the goal, so this is a part of the question. How easy, this is the questions. How easily can the user or one determine the function of the device? Okay. With respect to the plan, what actions are possible? Regarding the specify, determine the mapping from intent to movement, and perform is actually perform the physical movement. Let's just pause for a moment. Let's try to contemplate these 2 questions from the plan and the specify now. Speaking about the plan, when we say that we need to ask a question, tell what actions are possible. Do you still remember about our previous discourses? What topic that we talk about and have some relevance with this question? Do you still remember? Affordance. Great. So I ask you to equip your ideas with some affordance analysis, right? So you can utilize that affordance and transform the question, the context, just fit it here. Every affordance that you have already. Okay. So affordance are basically your plan. So when you understand about any possibility of the things, so any possible ways these things can be used, so you can throw it, you can uh, in addition to besides we can use it for remote. There are a lot of things that we can use for this, right? You can make it for hitting people. You can use that for example, if you want to press the switch Janine, thanks for keeping our Zoom on. We
Yes,
just got the
sir.
black off in here.
Oh,
Hear your voice. Wait, something's wrong with the moment. Supposed to be this one. On check.
hello, sir.
Great. We can hear you. Sorry for leaving you alone. We just got black out here.
Oh,
All right, let's continue. So again,